everyone, and welcome to day 1 of your 30 days of 30 minutes a day yoga challenge benefiting St. Jude's Hospital. My name is Mariah, and I will be the yoga instructor guiding you through this journey should you choose to follow me throughout the challenge. I'm so excited to share all of these free videos with you and help provide either an orientation to beginner yoga to all of you, or perhaps a refresher, or even if you're a seasoned practitioner, all are welcome here. You can check out all of the notes in my description to find my fundraiser page and find all the other information that you might like to know about this series. So to begin for our first few days, we will start by doing meditations. When a lot of people think of yoga, the first thing that comes to mind is usually a bunch of people out on yoga mats, typically in really hot rooms, doing all kinds of crazy advanced poses. But what many people don't realize is that yoga actually has 8 limbs, and asana, or the physical practice, is only one of those 8 limbs. I'll be using a lot of descriptive terms today that might sound a little bit like Greek or some kind of gibberish to you. Don't worry too much about those terms yet. For today, just know that we start by focusing on meditation and on calming the fluctuations of the mind, all of the things that cause us stress, anxiety, worry, depression, and all kinds of other things that prevent us from experiencing joy and contentment with our daily lives. So when yoga was first started many years ago, it actually was started specifically as a meditative practice. However, the yogis would find that after hours and hours and hours of sitting and trying to still their minds and calm them, they were unable to focus because their bodies were just so uncomfortable. And so the practice of yoga became a merge of mind and body, in the sense that the body was calmed so it was able to sit for longer, so the mind was able to experience less stress and more freedom. So that being said, we'll start off for these first few days. We'll have a little bit of asana or stretching to help make sure our bodies are comfortable. But then we'll focus on starting to learn to still the mind. We start very gently with this. If you think about this, one of the hardest things to do in the Western world is just to sit and to pause, and to enjoy that pause without forming to-do lists, worrying about something from the past or the future, but just to sit still, be content in the moment, and maybe even turn the mind off. So that being said, for our first few days, we'll be doing the same meditation under the assumption that most people are new here and do struggle to quiet the mind. So for the first few days, we'll have a little bit of some different stretching, but the same meditation. After the first week or so, we'll move into a series of different asanas or stretches. We'll start off with some gentle chair exercises, some floor exercises, which are highly accessible and adaptable. Then we'll move on to some standing poses, twists, backbends, core work, inversions, forward folds, all kinds of other stuff. And again, if that sounds like Greek right now, don't worry about it. All poses will have as many modifications as possible. All are welcome here. You do not need to have any experience, any particular body type, or anything else. If you desire to dip your toes into your yoga practice, you belong here. So let's get started with a little bit of asana or movement for today, making sure that our bodies are comfortable before our meditation. You're welcome to do this like I am, seated on the floor. I'm seated on a cushion, or you can be sitting in a chair, whatever is most comfortable for you. So I'm going to take a comfortable seat. For me, that usually looks like Sukhasana. Most people call it crisscross applesauce. But for many people, it's more comfortable to sit with your legs straight out in front of you. Either way, place your hands on top of your thighs, take a big breath in, and imagine your whole spine aligning, almost like a string is pulling you up as tall as you can be. Just take a second to pause here. Notice your breath a little bit. You can breathe in and out your nose or your mouth. And we're not making any effort to change the breath. We're just noticing how the breath is coming today. if it feels deep or shallow. Maybe if you're experiencing a little bit of congestion, excuse me, or any places where the breath seems to catch or stick along its path. Keep this connection to breathing a little bit slower, and we'll find a little bit of movement here. So if you like, you can rock back and forth on your sits bones a little bit. Find a place that feels really comfy to sit on. Keeping your hands on top of your thighs, inhale your spine nice and tall one more time. And as you exhale, start to tilt forward towards one thigh. Doesn't matter which one. Tilt towards the other one. And inhale your way up. If the breath feels overwhelming here, don't stress over it. Start just by focusing on movement. We'll focus more on pairing breath to movement later. So just taking some hip circles, exhale down one way, inhale up the other. And you get to be in charge of your body here, so your circles can be small or big. You can roll your head, neck, and shoulders into it. You can pause in a spot that feels kind of sticky and work your way around there, getting out any knots or stuck places. When you're ready, I invite you to switch directions. Keep noticing your breath. Just take a few more going the other way, noticing what all is going on with your hips, all along your spine. A big part of yoga is no judgment, so we don't judge any places that feel tight or compare ourselves to past versions of ourselves or other people. We just notice what's going on in the body. When you're finished circling, meet me back seated upright and pull your hands to your heart. Press your thumbs together into your sternum. See if you can invite a little more openness into your heart space, giving a little more compassion to yourself. And take a deep breath. Now, from whatever your comfortable seat looks like, place your hands on top of your legs. Inhale, pull your chest forward, shoot your tail back, look up and open up your throat. This is seated cow pose. Breathe out, push your thighs away, curl your chin to your chest, and tuck your tailbone. Here's the sideways view. So inhale, pull your chest open, stretch through your collarbones. Exhale, push and round in. Separate your shoulder blades, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale to pull your heart space open. Exhale, open the thoracic spine, the space between the shoulders. You can keep going like this. Again, without any stress over pairing breath to movement. The cues are there if that feels available to you today. If it feels too complicated, just focus on moving today. Take 2 or 3 more like this. You might get some snap, crackle, pops, or you might notice some areas that feel a little stiff, maybe need a little more extra love. And meet me back in a neutral seat with your spine nice and tall. Take your hands together and interlace them in front of you. As you inhale, we take the same movement, but adding on arms. Lift your knuckles up nice and high, press your chest forward, open your throat, look up. You can even flip your palms for a deeper stretch. Press your fingertips back, open your heart. Then breathe in and curl your knuckles in towards your ankles, chin to your chest, and sit back a little bit towards your tailbone. Inhale to lift your hands up, open your chest, open your throat, maybe flip your palms. Exhale, curl and knuckles towards the feet, chin to chest. Breathe in, open up, hands tall. Breathe out, curl in and compress, separate the shoulders. Take 4 or 5 more of these. You can move with me or you can take your own pace. And if you'd like, you can add on a little extra movement, like side to side bends at the top. Or maybe a little bit of twisting. This is a great way to fit in Pratapana, which means all 6 spinal movements. Whatever your body says it needs, really listen to it and open up the spaces that feel the tightest. Let's take 3 more of these. Pull your hands together at your heart, press your thumbs into your sternum, and take a big breath. All right, let's give a little bit of extra love to the neck here. So place your right hand down by your right side and tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder. Press down with your right fingertips. If you want a deeper stretch, take your left hand and use it to tug on your right ear. If you still want a deeper stretch, take your right hand to your left back pocket. Take a deep breath as you softly pull your left ear down and your right shoulder down in opposite directions. You can stay like this, or you can draw some patterns with your nose, helping to stretch into different areas of the neck. And switch sides. Left hand down, tilt your right ear towards your right shoulder. Press down with your left fingertips. For a deeper stretch, grab your left ear with your right hand. For an even deeper stretch, take your left hand to your right back pocket. Deep breaths as you pull the right ear and left shoulder down. Stay like this or draw some patterns with your nose. If it feels like too much, ease up on the tugging. You can always put your right hand down. And focus on stretching into the side of the neck, the shoulder, and even into the masseter muscles, which are in your jaw and your cheek. Meet me back with your hands to your heart center. And before we meditate, we'll give our lower body a little bit of love. Since I'm seated on the floor, this will look a little different in a chair, but the shapes will be the same. So take both feet out in front of you. If you're in a chair, you're just seated. And cross your right ankle over your left knee. Or if that doesn't feel doable, you can cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Either one. And breathe in, lift your arms up nice and high. As you breathe out, just start to reach for whatever is there. If you have your ankles crossed, this can make more room for your belly, and also doesn't have to involve as much hip flexibility. Whatever your pose look like, it doesn't matter. As long as we can feel some opening in our hips and in our back, then we're in the right place. So feel free to explore this, find what works for you, and take 2 more deep breaths. Curl back up if you're folded and uncross your legs. And once a pose is over, it's over. We don't stay attached to it. So release yourself from any judgment about that pose. We've got another side to do. Either cross one ankle over the other or cross your left ankle over your right knee. Now, if there's some stuff in the way here, I recommend straightening your right leg a little more to make some more space. And find the fold that works best for you. It might be with your legs crossed a little tighter towards you, or it might be with your legs a little longer and your ankles crossed. How can you meet your body's needs with only love, no judgment? Take 2 more deep breaths wherever you land. And slowly curl back up to a neutral seated position. Usually before I meditate, I like to have a final moment of like shimmying my shoulders out a little bit, maybe shimmying my hips out a little bit. I always like to say it's my Shakira impression. Now, especially, you're likely in the privacy of your own home, so don't worry if it looks a little bit funky. It can be really good for our nervous systems to just be a little silly and get some movement out. Take any other stretches that your body wants here to feel calm, and let's get to meditating. So for our first few days of meditation, we'll be doing what's called a Vipassana meditation style. I like to think of Vipassana as sort of the eye of the storm. There's all kinds of things around me that I cannot control. I have so many thoughts, anxieties, there's distracting circumstances like children or animals running around, there's noises happening, people that need me, to-do lists to be done, all kinds of stuff just swirling around me. And I can't control that. We can't control that within our lives. We can't just eliminate all of these things. But we can choose where to put our focus and where to put our energy in our day-to-day lives. So the focus of this meditation is not to magically have all your anxieties and your big emotions disappear, all of your distractions just disappear. The idea is to begin learning how to quiet the mind, even though all of these things are still happening, even though we can't control some of these things. So we'll start with a shorter meditation. There will be some time for you to sit on your own. If at any point it feels too overwhelming, you can always open your eyes and just practice breathing deeply. Let's begin. So start off making sure you're nice and comfortable in your seated position, or if you'd prefer, you're always welcome to lay down. Release your hands somewhere comfortable, maybe onto the tops of your thighs. Take a deep breath in and hold it at the top. And let that breath go out your mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Big breath in. Let it out. 1 more. Breathe in even deeper. Let it out. Start to either soften your gaze to something that's not moving or blink your eyes completely closed. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Let your belly soften. Relax your jawline and unpeel your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Let your eyelids be soft and the space between your brows unknit. And if you'd like a little bit of a forward lean or your chin curled to your chest, whatever helps you feel more relaxed, that's our emphasis here. Begin by drawing more attention into your breath. And just as we did before, not making any effort to change your breathing, just noticing the breath. Notice if you prefer to breathe in and out your nose or your mouth, or a combination of the two. Notice if you feel any congestion or blockage in the nose, throat, or chest. And notice any places all along the pathway of the breath you feel a little sticky or tight. Just noticing, without any added weight or judgment. Begin to notice the pathway of the breath. As air comes in your nostrils, dilating them, or comes in your mouth. Expands into the throat and the chest, expanding into the lungs and into the belly. See if you can really notice your diaphragm. Moving your navel up and down with the breath. As you breathe out, notice your belly compressing towards your spine. Chest compressing, lungs compressing, throat compressing, until the air comes out your mouth or out your nostrils, constricting. Notice the relative cool of the inhale and the relative warmth of the exhale, coming in and out your nose or mouth. It's normal to experience distractions and intrusive thoughts here. Each time you notice your mind wandering or a distraction popping up, I invite you to see this as an invitation to show yourself compassion. To very slowly rework your neural pathways and retrain your brain to treat yourself with kindness rather than with punishment or with cruelty. See if you can begin to notice your thoughts, your emotions, and any distractions, just as a ripple on the surface, the great body of water that is you. You might even prefer to see them as text written in a book. A book that is narrating your life, but that is only one small part of you. Remembering that you are the author, and you are able to change the script at any time. The words are there, but they are not permanent. You don't owe them any lasting effect on you. Notice your thoughts, your feelings, as they ripple, or as they pass by your brain. And if you find yourself connecting to a visual, begin to imagine yourself at the eye of a storm. Noticing all of these thoughts, anxieties, distractions swirling around you, whether they're words in a book, ripples on the water, or just a whirlwind of chaos. Let yourself see them and see yourself, the calm, unchanged eye of the storm, choosing to keep your energy calm and quiet. At first, you may find that your eye of the storm is repeatedly disrupted by ever-changing winds and turbulence, thoughts constantly disrupting your mind. Again, come back to that compassion. This is a chance to retrain my brain. Take as long as you need to here. Really detach from your thoughts, allowing yourself to notice rather than indulge. Know that any victory you experience is a victory worth celebrating. Initially, you might be able to maintain the eye of the storm for 10 seconds. Maybe next time you maintain it for 20 or 30 or a minute. And you may find yourself regressing back to 20 seconds. Progress is not linear. Celebrate each time you're able to remain in the eye of the storm, even just for a moment. Begin to return your attention to the space around you. Rub your fingers on top of your legs, noticing the texture of the skin or fabric underneath you. Give your toes a little wiggle and notice the opposing texture of your toes against fabric or shoes or ground. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. And start to blink your eyes back open or direct your visual gaze to the room around you again. Allow yourself to come fully back into your space and linger for a few breaths. If you'd like, I invite you to take this time to set an intention to find just little nuggets of mindfulness for the rest of your day. Perhaps very softly and compassionately redirecting your energy away from negative thoughts, or remembering the idea of retraining your brain to treat yourself more compassionately. When you're ready, begin to find a little more movement, coming fully back into your room and into your day. Remember, if you liked this video and you liked this experience, please comment with any feedback that you have. I would love for you to donate to my fundraiser on Facebook to benefit St. Jude. And if you'd like to follow me on any other social platforms, you can find that information in the description. Have a great day, and namaste.